The following is a Hennessy Hendo production. It includes excerpts and material from my vast collection of books and general knowledge. My collection spans many centuries and millennia. I upload as I have time, but the sheer volume is just so immense. It would do the people of the world good to listen to some actual classics or educate themselves on all manner of topics from fictional books to philosophy. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.
The Chinese Struggle Session, pīdòu, was a political tool used by the Communist Party of China, CPC, particularly during Mao Zedong's leadership, to enforce ideological conformity, suppress dissent, and consolidate power. Struggle sessions were public humiliations and denunciations designed to target individuals accused of being class enemies or deviating from Maoist thought. Origins of the struggle session. Struggle sessions originated in the early days of the Chinese Communist movement, inspired by Marxist-Leninist practices in the Soviet Union. Mao and the CPC adapted these tactics during the Yan'an Rectification Campaign, 1942–1945, the first large-scale ideological campaign in Communist China. The sessions were used to discipline party members, root out perceived ideological impurities, and consolidate Mao's control. Peak usage during Mao's era. 1. Land Reform Movement, 1947–1952. After the CPC's victory in the Chinese Civil War, the party sought to redistribute land from landlords to peasants. Landlords and rich peasants were subjected to struggle sessions in villages. They were publicly humiliated, beaten, and often executed. These sessions aimed to mobilize the peasantry and reinforce the CPC's narrative of class struggle. 2. The Anti-Rightist Campaign, 1957–1959. Intellectuals, party officials, and others who criticized the CPC during the 100 Flowers campaign were accused of being rightists. Many were forced into struggle sessions to confess their reactionary views. Public confessions and humiliations were common. 3. The Great Leap Forward, 1958–1962. Struggle sessions targeted those who resisted or criticized the unrealistic agricultural and industrial production goals. Local officials and villagers accused of hoarding grain or sabotaging the goals were publicly punished. 4. The Cultural Revolution, 1966–1976. The Cultural Revolution marked the height of struggle sessions, which became widespread and more brutal. Red Guards, youth militias, and local revolutionary committees organized sessions against perceived counter-revolutionaries, intellectuals, and even high-ranking officials. Targets included teachers, writers, scientists, and former landlords or nationalist sympathizers. Victims were paraded through the streets, forced to wear placards listing their crimes, and subjected to physical violence, psychological torment, and public shaming. Even Mao's close allies, such as President Liu Shaoqi and Defense Minister Peng Dehuai, were subjected to such humiliations. Structure and methods. Struggle sessions were designed to maximize humiliation and coercion. Public denunciations. The accused were forced to kneel or bow before a crowd while others shouted accusations. Forced confessions. Victims were compelled to admit guilt, often under duress, regardless of actual culpability. Physical abuse, beatings, forced standing for hours, and other physical punishments were common. Social isolation. The accused were ostracized and labeled as enemies of the people. Impact on Chinese society. Psychological and physical harm. Many victims suffered lifelong trauma or died from abuse during these sessions. Destruction of trust. The campaign sowed distrust within communities, as neighbors, friends, and even family members were pressured to denounce one another. Stifling of dissent. Struggle sessions created a climate of fear that stifled criticism and dissent against the CPC. Cultural and intellectual loss. Intellectuals and cultural figures were disproportionately targeted, leading to significant cultural and scientific stagnation during this period. End of the struggle session era. After Mao's death in 1976 and the subsequent fall of the Gang of Four, struggle sessions declined. Deng Xiaoping's leadership, beginning in 1978, brought reforms that repudiated the Cultural Revolution and many of its practices. Official apologies and reparations were made to some victims, though the full extent of the harm remains a sensitive topic in China. Legacy. The struggle session is a symbol of the excesses of Maoist rule and the dangers of unchecked ideological campaigns. While the CPC officially acknowledges the mistakes of the Cultural Revolution, discussions of these events remain tightly controlled, and historical reflection is limited within China. While struggle sessions as they existed during Mao's time were abandoned, some argue that similar methods of public shaming and coercion have persisted in different forms. Public confessions. In some cases, individuals accused of crimes or dissent are still made to issue public confessions, often broadcast through state media. This practice, while less violent, carries echoes of struggle sessions. Publicized campaigns against dissent. The Chinese government continues to use public denunciations against political dissidents, human rights activists, or officials accused of corruption. However, these are more controlled and formalized, often carried out through state media rather than mass gatherings.
Thank you for watching. Share the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Check out other series including 10-minute synopses or complete audiobooks on Hennessy Hendo on YouTube. Literally check out my library. Become a literary master like Hendo. Share the wealth. Spread the good word.